Well, Admiral Farragut is going to take a little bit of a boat ride, and nothing continues to happen in Virginia with McClellan and Lee. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, this week is going to open up on the 20th of June, this month of our Lord and Savior, with a little bit of a boat ride. The Federal Flotilla was assembled in New Orleans last week. Remember them? They're now going to actually make their way towards Vicksburg today. Their goal is to land 3,000 men underneath Brigadier General Thomas Williams on the swampy toe of the west side of the Mississippi, just opposite of Vicksburg. They will dig a canal to give the transports and gunboats some safe haven from the guns of the Confederates on the west side of the Mississippi. At the same time, Major General Earl Van Dorn is going to amass or assume command of the Confederate Department of Southern Mississippi with the task to keep the Union forces out of the state. So Mississippi is now our next major prime invasion zone here in the whole Anaconda Plan.
Yeah, so that's the target. And they rode up kind of to it and then dug a canal to get the boats into whatever territory they wanted to get into and make it easier? Or
yes.
Were they digging a canal to a different
So Vicksburg
body
is the
of
last...
water?
Yeah, it's the last major city on the Mississippi that's not in Union control.
Right.
So this is going to be a siege, as the Confederates have now flooded as many troops as they can to that region.
Sure.
But the Union doesn't have, you can't bring a 60,000 man army on the shore in a couple of boats. It takes some time.
Yeah.
So their goal here is they land 3,000 troops, and they're going to dig into canal to give easier access of supplies and future troops out of the range of the Confederate guns.
So they're setting up
in
camp,
Vicksburg,
essentially, to amass more troops as they're able.
That's the goal, at least.
Is the idea here. Okay.
Yes. On the 21st, traitor President Davis is going to write a letter to his wife saying that only a complete defeat of McClellan will restore the morale in the East. And after McClellan is destroyed, he wants to move the entire Confederate Army west to resecure what Beauregard has abandoned. And he specifically uses that word abandoned, not lost, abandoned.
Yeah.
And when I read this, I'm like, why are we telling... don't get me wrong, I talk to my wife about a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to be like, and our battle plans are this. Please don't share them with anybody.
Nah, but it seems to me like he obviously didn't think these were good. Now, and also, he's going up against McClellan, who's not done...
Anything. Yeah.
And so he's got to be feeling pretty good about his idea to go over and wipe out McClellan, which would take probably pointing a gun in his general direction. And he'd be like,
remember last week, Lee did, it wasn't Lee, but Lee wound up taking command a couple weeks ago. They did try to get, McClellan out, and it didn't work so well. McClellan
they found his nest, I guess.
Yeah, he did hold his ground. So, you can't completely discredit McClellan here.
I'm going to completely discredit
it's fine.
McClellan,
you can.
Tommy, is what I'm going to do. Just, you do what you want to do, but I'm going to completely discredit him as just a useless human being.
That's fine. Speaking of dumb moves here, Lincoln is going to request McClellan, in the letter again, on his opinions of the state of the entire Union endeavor, both East and West, which I don't know why on earth he'd be asking McClellan anything, because,
He wants his opinion on what's going on?
Yeah.
McClellan's going to be like, nothing's happening. I'm just sitting here.
Hoping for
this
the best.
Has been a great camping trip. Thanks for paying for it, President Lincoln. We've had some nice nights. We've shot a couple deer. I don't know, trapped a rabbit or two. The boys are in good spirits. They're playing this baseball thing that they seem to really enjoy, and everything's fine. Are you fighting a war, President Lincoln? Is there an issue? Do we need to do something?
It's crazy. Well, Johnny, both of these letters are going to be answered on the 22nd with absolutely nothing happening in Virginia.
Oh, well, oh, God. I'm so
Who would have saw that coming?
Can't believe it.
McClellan and Lee both both have to attack if they want to survive. At this point, it's a must. They can't sit still and not do anything.
Yeah,
both sides must attack.
Time to go.
And both sides are doing nothing.
Oh, well, I guess it's either time to go or time to do nothing, maybe? Or maybe doing nothing's the right thing.
We'll
Seems like probably not, but...
Seems like probably
maybe.
nothing. On the 23rd, Lincoln will leave New York to meet with the retired General Winfield Scott to get his opinions on the war. It is Winfield Scott's ultimate design, the Anaconda Plan, and that's still what we're going with. So
he's got to be like, it's happening.
Talk to old Winnie and be like, hey, how can we speed up your Anaconda Plan here a little bit?
I'm sorry. Has President Lincoln never researched how an anaconda works?
Yeah.
It's not a quick death. It's not the venom from a king cobra.
No.
It is every time the animal breathes out, we squeeze a little tighter.
Squeeze a little tighter. Yep.
It can take half an hour for an anaconda to kill its prey. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. I don't know. I'm not an animal expert. I made that number up.
I'm going to go with it, Johnny, because I've never seen the anaconda. On the 23rd, Lincoln is going to leave, like I said, leave for New York, talk to General Winfield Scott. At the same time, Lee is going to hold a conference of his generals at Dabb's house. The decision is that Lee will take an offensive and try to turn McClellan's flank, as it is determined that Richmond cannot withstand a siege, so got to do something before Richmond gets threatened.
Sure, yeah.
Jackson is going to begin moving his 3 divisions towards Richmond to reinforce Lee and get rid of that whole Shenandoah Valley campaign, which is pretty much what Lincoln warned Farragut for last year. Last week he was like, hey, listen, ignore Jackson or at least fight him and keep him contained over there because Jackson is going to go reinforce Lee before Lee reinforces Jackson. And, well...
Yeah, and for those of you keeping track at home, Lee and Jackson are the seemingly only 2 competent Confederates that exist in this world.
So far, yes, yeah.
And good God, are they doing some work? So maybe let's figure out a way. Can we concentrate some shit and get rid of those 2, or one of them?
Are you trying to assassinate them, Johnny? Is that what we're trying to do?
It's war, Tommy. That's what we gotta do. These are the people who know what's going on, and we gotta get rid of them.
Get some sharpshooters up there, yeah. On the 24th, Trader President Davis is going to write Dorn at Vicksburg saying, and I quote, "The people will sustain you in your heroic determination, and may God bless you with success." Not sure the people want to sustain what's going on right now in Vicksburg and what likely is going to happen to them if a siege incurs, because they're going to start to starve real quick. And it's not going to be the people that are going to get rations. It's going to be the soldiers. So if I was in Vicksburg right now, I might be wanting to get the hell out of Vicksburg.
This is a fair warning to the casual residents of Vicksburg. Get the hell out of there.
Get the hell out of there.
Not going to go well for you. But that's kind of the case everywhere, right? It's soldiers first, and it's the American people that are suffering on this stupid friggin' war we're having, where everything's more expensive, everything is harder to come by, and the person who doesn't give a shit what goes on one way or the other is the one that is feeling the brunt of this. Is that not the case?
They're at least if you're just trying to get by with your day-to-day life,
like this guy here, right here, me. You all do whatever you want. I just want to live my life. Although I am perhaps moving to Indiana soon. Seems like a good place, a little bit safe. Got Kentucky as the kind of buffer state. Should be good. Still the good guys.
Should be good.
But I mean, it's ridiculous. It is. We are punishing citizens for what the government wants or whatever. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
this is getting stupid. Everybody
preserve the union, Johnny. That's what we're doing. We're preserving.
Oh
the union.
Yeah. Preserving the union because obviously it's doing so well.
On the 25th here of June, Johnny, Lee's movements and battle plans will begin in what will become known as the 7 Days Campaign. Unfortunately for us, this week is going to end at the beginning of the 7 Days Campaign, and we're not going to really know how that ends until next week. But
well, then how on earth do we know it's 7 days, Tommy?
Well, Johnny, I'm foreshadowing here. Leave me be. But on the first day here, Johnny, General McClellan is going to surprisingly order an advance on his left in a preparation for an entire move of the entire army forward to Lee's position. So McClellan, after months of doing nothing, is we're going to do something.
Did it work though? Like, so
No.
he's basically flanking them, right? He's saying
He's going to try, yes. In what's going to become known as the Battle of Oak Grove, or King's Schoolhouse, Union forces underneath Samuel Heintzelman's. We got a lot of Germans in the Union. Heintzelman, his corps is going to move onto the Confederate positions there on the Union left, Confederate right, underneath Benjamin Hunger, that's the Confederate position there, with only a very little change in the original positions after the whole battle goes on, because they basically just kick the shit out of each other with not much happening.
No, that's literally the tale of the Civil War.
So far, yeah.
Let's sacrifice, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 people and change nothing.
Yeah, they do. The Union does take over a little bit of land, but it's hardly
like
anything.
5 acres.
It's not.
Like what?
It's not what was hoped. It's not what was hoped.
Like they're out there just getting an acre of land at a time, you know.
Yeah.
And, the South isn't that big. It shouldn't take that long to do it that way.
Well, as long as we're gaining land, I guess it's a victory. The
I
federal
don't know,
forces,
Tommy. I feel like there's a line there where you lose this many lives, but fail to get this much land or whatever. Like you're in that kind of area of maybe this wasn't worth it type deal.
Well, for essentially a draw here, Johnny, the Federals are going to lose 51 killed, 401 wounded, and 64 missing, to Confederates 40 killed, 263 wounded, and 13 missing. So we lose more and gain little. So
sorry to every mother who got a letter home saying that your son has died for nothing.
And while all this is going on, Johnny, that canal in Vicksburg is seeming to be kind of pointless and not going the way they want it to go. So
kind of hard to dig, or like is it just
it's
like what do you
just
mean?
Not really being all that effective. Like probably should focus our energies on something else. But
maybe tell the boys to stop digging and start shooting the shit.
We're not going to do that. We're going to still dig, but it's looking like it's a bigger endeavor than what it was.
Yeah, it turns out canals are harder to make.
Dig a canal
like
than
what?
we thought.
Who's surprised by this? Like, what do you mean? To dig a canal for your warships to get through? That's hard? By hand?
Hey,
You're
Johnny,
surprised?
This week is going to end on the 26th of June at the Battle of Mechanicsville, also known as Beaver Dam. Beaver. Lee's plan here is to clear with Jackson not yet up. Lee's plan is to attempt to have A.P. Hill cross the Chickahominy River at Meadow Bridge and push back Union forces at Mechanicsville.
Yeah.
This then clears the way for Longstreet to move his forces up, while Jackson is supposed to hit the left and sweep aside Union forces underneath Fitz-John Porter. The problem here is Jackson is nowhere to be found. Still hasn't been found yet, still hasn't brought his forces up, and has been delayed with something.
Did we get him?
We did not get him, though, Johnny. He's just being delayed. At 3 p.m., A.P. Hill gets a little too impatient and says, screw it, attacks anyways without Jackson's assistance. Initially, it is a success for Hill, as his forces were able to push aside Porter through Mechanicsville back to Beaver Dam Creek, where Porter has prepared very good defensive positions in anticipation of an attack. So
he set up some cannons, basically, right?
Basically, what Porter did here is he feigned the Confederates into an attack at Mechanicsville, withdrew to his actually prepared defensive lines, and said,
then
bring it.
Obliterated them.
And, he just tears through A.P. Hill's corps. Just obliterates them. Hill's going to lose over 3-1 of his forces, with the Confederate total casualties being 1,484, killed, wounded, and missing.
Yeah.
1,484 to only 361 total Union losses. This is a massive loss for the dirty rebels here. And by the by, Jackson still doesn't show up. He's
still just chilling somewhere in Tennessee or some shit? Like what?
Well, no, Virginia. He's in the
bottom hills
Shenandoah Valley.
Appalachia.
Yeah, he's in the Shenandoah Valley trying to make his way there, but it did not make it there in time. And so the Confederates in this battle
Shoot.
are going to lose 3-1 to Union forces, which is there's no way to spin that in any kind of positive way for the South.
No, that's
you got your ass
significant.
kicked.
Yeah, that's significant. And I mean, we lured him into a trap, essentially, right? Like, that's what happened.
Kinda,
it
yeah,
was a booby trap. We said, oh, no. Oh, we're running. Oh, we're running. And then all of a sudden, cannon, and all sorts of troops. And, yeah, sorry about you.
Sorry about you, yep. And now during the night, Porter's going to move his forces closer to the main Union line in another set of prepared positions at Gaines Mill. So again, we've got our primary, our first line, second line. He's going back to the very defensible third line here in preparation of another Union attack, or Confederate attack the next day. And Johnny, this week is going to end out in Vicksburg with Federal gunboats beginning to bombard Vicksburg, allowing Farragut to move his entire fleet north and connect with the Union gunboats there. So we've got Farragut's fleet connecting with gunboats north of Vicksburg, ready to rain hellfire down on Vicksburg for the next, hopefully, just a couple of days until we take it, but only time will tell.